Good evening. Hello. Welcome from John and
Michelle. Hi, everybody.
Good evening. Sunday night must be Sunday night Satsang. So welcome. We love getting together with you every Sunday night. Well, not every Sunday night, but most Sunday nights.
When we can.
That's right. And sharing our energy with you. If you enjoy what you hear from us tonight, please press the like and the share button. It really does help get the information out there. You know, a lot of this work is being a little bit censored, we feel, particularly the name Journey and Awakening.
Yeah.
to get
I think we couldn't have chosen a worse one for
Yeah, I know, those words are not exactly popular words in the world. So just press the like and the share button if you can, and press the bell if you subscribe to our channel. That's really great. So tonight we're going to be looking at the power of focus, the power of focus. But the main reason for getting together tonight is just to share the light energy with the world. We've all got this beautiful, beautiful energy. They say if you knew how much energy you had in a single cell, you'd be amazed. You can light up a whole city with the power that we have in our body, apparently. Got huge power in each one of our bodies. So what we're doing in these satsangs is we just invite the stillness in, the presence in, and that opens up the energy to radiate out into our lives, into our relationships, into our careers, but also into the world as a whole. And what the world needs now more than anything else is your light. So we really do appreciate you joining us. Thank you. Hello, Stella, for joining us.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. Yeah, we love to know who we're talking to.
Sets us up for the week as well, I think.
It
Having
does.
it on a Sunday evening.
It does. Yeah, you set the tone for the week
There's
ahead.
some pretty wild energy out there, so I think this is a nice one to center.
Those of you who didn't watch Michelle's new moon videos, well, worth watching. It wasn't just about the new moon now, it's also about the week or two ahead.
Weeks, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ahead. So she shares some really beautiful energy there, which we need to know about it, please.
Yeah, it helps navigate it, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Just to be aware of it.
Yeah, these are very interesting times. That was an old Chinese curse.
May you live.
May you live in interesting times, yeah. Hello, Diane. Hi. Yeah.
Happy to see you all.
We see Merlene there as well.
See teeny little
Tiny
pictures
little
of
things.
people at the top of the screen.
Yeah. Just send us a comments note. Thanks, Merlene, for the heart. We love getting the hearts as well. We really do.
Move, breathe, heal, enjoy.
Yeah.
Hi, sure.
Sure, yeah. And Sonia.
Sonia,
Hi.
Lovely having you here.
Yeah. And just press the like and the share button and send us lots of hearts. We love getting those. Thank you.
Hello,
Thank
Elaine. Welcome.
Yeah. From PE.
Yeah.
We're coming down your side for our Hogsback retreat, aren't we? In Hogsback, yeah.
It's Paula from Portugal.
And
Claire, hi.
Right, let's start this evening by doing what we always do, and that's by bringing ourselves into alignment with presence. Presence is always here. We don't go and get presence. It is our true nature. It's who we are. And what we do is we start the meditation by gently closing our eyes and settling into this physical body, because the physical body is life. It's part of life. And life is always here and now. So just settle down into your chairs, your bed, wherever you're sitting or lying, closing your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes, but it helps. And just centering your awareness in your physical body. Whenever we get caught up in the stresses of life, the worries, the uncertainties, and even if we get pulled into the past with maybe jealousy or resentment or guilt, just come back into the body. The body is such a beautiful portal into presence. And presence is the healing space. Presence is the space that clears the mind, heals the body, heals the soul, brings us back into alignment with the divine energy called life. So we're closing our eyes and we're just centering our awareness fully in this human body that we have been gifted with at this time. Let's become aware of what it feels like right now, tonight, to be here, to be in this body. Body is such a gift for you to have this human experience. Let's honor it with our attention, our focus, becoming aware of the toes at the end of your feet, becoming aware of the big toe on your right foot. You might like to wiggle that toe a little bit. Let's bring your attention now to the big toe on your left foot. You may like to give that a bit of a wiggle as well. Just connect in with your toes. And what about the arches of your feet? Do you have any pains, any stresses there? Just bring your awareness down into your feet. We connect with our heels and our ankles, and we relax them. Relaxing the toes, relaxing the arches of the feet, relaxing the heel and the ankles. And we draw this relaxation up as if we were drawing up an energy from Mother Gaia, a beautiful relaxation energy. You might like to see it as a color, maybe a pale, beautiful, healing color. And we draw this healing light up our calves and our shins and up into the knees, just bringing cooling relief to the knees, into the thighs, into the pelvic region, and bring this beautiful relaxation vertebra by vertebra up your spine, just relaxing each vertebra, just becoming aware of any tension, any aches or pains in the back. Just allow it to be there in the moment. Just bring your awareness to it. Bring your awareness to the space between your shoulder blades, relaxing and releasing any stuck energy there. Up into your shoulders, you might like to shrug them a bit, just release any energy you're carrying on your shoulders in this moment. Continue to bring the energy up from your feet, up the body, up your spine, up into your neck, relaxing each vertebra there into the scalp. Relaxing the scalp. Down over the top into your forehead, relaxing and smoothing away any worry lines. Relaxing your cheeks, your jaw. Resting your tongue just behind the front teeth, touching the top of your palate. Becoming aware of the breath coming in and out of your nostrils. A beautiful rhythmic flow called the breath of life, which we take for granted. We might wake up in the morning and worry ourselves about a few things, but in fact the breath is the most vital thing to being alive. But it doesn't really occupy much of our attention. So now just for a few moments, just begin to honor the breath with your attention. There is such power in the breath, huge power. Now take a very deep breath in, drawing the air right the way down to your torso, down to your solar plexus, blowing your tummy up like a big ball as you breathe in, and then a long breath out. And as you breathe out, just relax every organ in your body. Every organ, just relax and release. And take a second, very deep breath in, blowing your tummy out, so you're drawing the air right the way down the diaphragm. And then as we breathe out, we focus again on relaxing the whole body, every organ in the body. Third, deep breath in, blowing the tummy up, bigger, 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 and a beautiful breath out, just release. And as you release, just relax again the shoulders, and bring your awareness down your arms to your elbows. Check in with your elbows, and bring your awareness, the relaxation energy to your wrists and to your hands, relaxing each one of your fingers and your thumbs. Now center your attention in the center of your palms. You might like to hold your palms facing each other about 6 inches apart. And just see if you can feel that energy in the center of your palms. And you might like to bring your hands slightly closer together and then slightly further apart, and see if you can feel the very subtle energy between your hands. Become aware of that energy. You might feel it almost like a slight resistance, as if you've got a rubber band. Pulling your hands slightly apart and then bringing them together again, and just feel that energy. And this reminds us that we are energy beings. It is the energy that creates the physical form that we know of as our bodies. This is a vital energy. It's also a sacred energy. If someone hurts themselves, we put our hands on them, and the hands have this beautiful healing energy. If we hurt ourselves, we rub the area, again bringing that healing energy from our palms into the body. You can relax your hands now and just bring your awareness back up to your eyelids. Your eyelids are closed and you feel them heavy. Just focus on any pictures you can see behind your eyelids. Now, in your awareness, step back from the pictures. Just become aware of the awareness that is able to perceive any pictures behind your eyelids. Become aware of any shapes or colors you can see right now. Be aware of the awareness that is you, the real you, not the name, not the gender, not the age, not the race, not the religion, not the experience, not the education, not the roles, but just the awareness of you. Just awareness. And let's bring that awareness now to the faculty of listening. You can hear my voice, but what else can you hear? You are the awareness that listens. Bring your attention to the stillness that listens. If there was no stillness, there could be no awareness. Now let's focus our attention on our hearts, bringing our full attention to this incredible organ that beats 24/7, 365. Takes the oxygen from the lungs to every single cell in the body, including the farthest outreaches, the tips of the fingers, tips of the toes, and then clears out all the used debris from the body through the breath. And this heart beats, but inside it, right in the center, is a chamber of stillness. Let's connect for a moment our awareness, our focus of attention to this sacred chamber of stillness within the heart. Such a power point, even more powerful than the point in the middle of our palms, is a center point in the middle of our hearts. And it's from this center point in the middle of our hearts that we can intentionally, right now in this satsang, radiate out a field of light, a field of presence, a field of love to anyone in your awareness who needs healing. And as you radiate this light out from the center of your heart, hold the awareness on the affirmation, already healed. And feel that in your solar plexus. That solar plexus is the energy that amplifies the heart. Already healed. And now let's expand that focus to all people tonight who are in distress, anxiety or fear, who need the healing energy. Let's just intentionally radiate out the light, the endless beautiful light, the eternal light, from our hearts with the words already healed. And we see the world in a bubble of beautiful, beautiful golden light. And we say once again, already healed. It is done. Thank you. And now take a deep breath in, right down to the solar plexus. And a very long breath out, letting everything go. Let's try that again. Deep breath in. Just visualize again right down to your toes this time. And up to the top of the head, filling your whole body up. And then sigh it all out. Let it all go. And when you're ready, you may gently open your eyes. Just notice how you feel in this moment. Do you feel a bit more relaxed, a bit more peaceful? Well, for a moment you're a portal for light to enter this particular dimension, and this energy is real. This energy is real. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thanks, John. That was lovely.
Thank you.
Really peaceful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Margie.
Hello, Margie.
Awesome.
And Tanya from Cairo.
Yeah, from Cairo. Hi,
Hello.
Tanya. Nice to see you here with us.
Yeah, we like to know who
All
we're
the way
talking to.
from Cairo.
Yeah, and thank you for the hearts. We love getting the hearts. Thank you.
Makes us realize that we're not speaking into an empty hole.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks,
yeah, it's
everyone.
nice to know there's some humans on the other end of
it's
this.
nice to know.
Thank you.
Okay. So tonight, we're just going to talk a bit about focus.
Anything from an astro point of view?
Well, I mean, I just did my new moon thing, and that was yesterday, so we're still feeling the energies today.
Yeah.
And they're quite strong energies. It's a beautiful new moon to plant some really fertile seeds of simplicity and calmness, because the energies aren't particularly calm right now. So Mercury is the ruler of the new moon, of the sun and the moon in Virgo. And both of those are aligned with Mars, which is the planet of war, and can be planet of conflict as well. And that's also, it's in Gemini, which is also ruled by Mercury. So we look at Mercury and we see that Mercury is in Libra, and Libra is the sign of the scales, which is really telling how we balance this energy as to where do we want to be on the scale. Wherever we are on that scale is where we're going to be putting our attention. So we probably want to be in the middle right now, because if we're on either side, it's rocking wildly. There's some wild energy on this planet.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of contrasting, conflicting energy at the moment. And in fact, that leads me to just remind you about our beautiful Hogsback retreat that we've got coming up on the 23rd of September. And that's very much in alignment with this energy that Michelle was talking about there. It's the energy of balance. First of all, it is the equinox. In the southern hemisphere, it's the spring equinox. In the northern hemisphere, it's the autumn one. But equinox is about balance. And so we've aligned this retreat, this 4-day retreat, with that energy of balance. And being in the southern hemisphere, we've aligned it with rebirth. And the major theme that we're going to be looking at on that retreat is balancing the yin and the yang energy, the masculine and the feminine energy. And it is really important to do that at this time, because in the center there is amazing power. We'll talk a bit about that in our satsang tonight. Yes, that amazing power. So we have, we don't do big retreats. We like to make them very intimate and very personal. And we do a lot of beautiful processes. Michelle shares her her process art, which is very, very powerful at shifting. You don't have to have any artistic skills to do that.
No, it just brings you into presence and it brings you into balance.
Yeah.
Naturally.
And then we combine that with teachings and tools and beautiful nature walks and food.
Meditation.
And Hogsback is such a special, beautiful, beautiful place. They say it inspired Tolkien to write Lord of the Rings. I don't know about that,
gorgeous.
but it's a beautiful, very, very special,
very
sacred place.
place.
So if you want to have a look at our website, journeysofawakening.com, all the information for the retreat is there.
And Sue Clankies. Hello, Sue. She's from
Hogsback.
We're
going to see you, Sue.
We're going to see you soon.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So yeah, this theme of balance is actually going to be with us for the
Yes.
next few months, because it's starting now, and then obviously at the equinox, the sun moves into Libra, which is the sign of balance. So, you know, this theme of balance. What is balance? Yeah. Balancing male and female, balancing our minds, balancing our bodies, balancing everything. What are we bringing into balance? And so we thought we'd focus tonight on focus, because it's also another theme of Virgo. And focus is, you know, wherever we are sending our attention, that's what's growing. That's just the way it is. That's a law.
It is.
It's not esoteric. It's not woohoo. It's just that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And whatever we focus on our attention on grows.
Yeah, that's the law of the universe.
Remove our attention from dies. So this is going to be the next few months of bringing ourselves to the awareness, and I believe that this is part of our awakening, to become masters at bringing our awareness back, bringing our awareness. And I say back because you're actually pulling it back. You're pulling it away from everything out there, and you're bringing it back. So I think that's what our focus is going to be tonight.
Yeah, awareness is really, awakening is really about awakening to who and what we really are. And it's awakening to this true, authentic power that we have within us to create the dimension, the form of dimension that we find around ourselves. I believe that we have been dumbed down over probably thousands of years and robbed of the awareness of our true authentic being and our true authentic power. And the major power that we have within us is the power of our consciousness. And we can withdraw the awareness from the misperceptions around us given to us by the world of, for example, the world of media, or the world of politics, or the world of religion, or the world of education. Parents, socialization. Though they all have their own agendas. They've all got their agendas, and they're all trying to sell you something. But this power that we're now stepping into is the power of self-awareness. It's the power of realizing that we have the power to create the world that we individually want to create, not in a self-centered way, but in a collective way, because the true self is not the egoic self, not the individuated self, the personality self. The true self is the all that is. You are every single human being on earth. That's the true self. You are all of creation. And when the old way of creating was always to focus on the little me, mine, and mine. And when we do that, we so limit our potential. We also create ripples called karma. But as we start to realize who and what we really are, and we start to create from this higher sense of who we are, we create the good for all that is. And the two energies in the universe, one is fear, which is false evidence appearing real, and the other one is love, which is a sense of oneness in our awareness. And this focus of attention is to be withdrawn from all that is created out of fear and placed in the service of what we know of as love, because love is the very fabric of creation.
Yeah. And I think at these times, many of you, I know, because we're connecting quite often with many of you on this call, are being triggered by whatever, by our people that we love, by the government, by our jobs, by circumstances, by financial circumstances, by whatever. And those triggers are showing us where our, oops, sorry, there's something flying around the room. Those triggers are often showing us where, it's showing us where we don't really want our attention to go. So, for example, let's just say you suffer from anxiety. Right now, that anxiety might be big. It might be bigger. And if you focus in on it and you give it energy, that's going to grow. If you see it from that place of observer and you see the anxiety, you can see it that it's not part of you. It's just an energy flow that's actually taking you away from the big self. It's taking you into the little small self because it's fear. It's anxiety. Anxiety is fear for future usually, or the fear that you can't cope. So when you see yourself going away from your true self, which is actually able to deal with anything and has always and will always, there's that momentary awareness and focus of this isn't me. This is not the big me. This is the little, small, fearful me. And at that point, without judgment, without beating yourself up, without criticizing yourself, you can actually bring yourself back into the big you, which is what John's talking about. And that's mastery, because that is not something that happens once. It happens over and over again. And the energies right now are so big that many people are seeing their issues in Technicolor. They're right here. And they're not actually your issues, but they are your perspective of an issue. And John and I were sitting yesterday, we went to the coast and we sat on the rocks overlooking the sea for a little bit. And we were just saying how we've got completely different perspectives. We don't know how anybody else sees the world, because the perspective that we're seeing the world through is our own. So I'm sitting right next to John, but he might be looking at the waves and I might be looking at the rocks. So where his focus is, that's going to be his reality. Where my focus is, that's going to be my reality. Because that's how powerful we are. We are literally creating our reality by what we're focusing on.
Yeah, we know that from quantum physics.
Yeah.
We know that there cannot be any objective reality out of subjective focus of attention. That not only do we create an internal perception of reality, in other words, we create, so our eyes are able to see 0.5% of the light spectrum. That's closer to 0 than even 1. So there's a huge amount of information out there that we're not even aware of. So just by focusing our attention on something, suddenly we concretize that bit of information in our awareness. But what quantum physics shows us as well is as we focus our attention, we physically put back, we collapse the quantum field, the infinite possibility, and create a reality in that moment. And this perception, this power that we have within us has been perverted and diverted through certain interest groups around us to serve their interest. For example, huge amounts of money is spent on advertising, right? Why do they spend that money? Because they want to control your perception. So that when you walk into, for example, if it's advertising washing powder, when you walk into a store, a supermarket, you're automatically attracted to that particular brand on the shelf. It will occupy your attention because it's sitting in your subconscious mind already. And then you go and you buy that because obviously it's the best one around, and you put it into your trolley and you pay the money, and which part of it goes back to the advertiser. So advertising is all about persuasion, and that persuasion is basically taking your focus of attention onto their product. That's what it is. Through that, they control your action. They control your the way you spend your money and the way you spend your time. So that's just a simple example of how our focus has been hijacked by, for example, the media, by advertising. But our attention has been hijacked in many, many ways. We know it's been hijacked through, for example, cultural themes. People of a certain culture will look at the world one way. People of a different culture will look at the same world very differently and see it differently. And that's why you can have these religious wars that we have around the country, around the world. It's just insanity. We're one species. And yet, because of the misfocus of our attention, we have a certain perception that is different from someone else's perception. And then we go to war over those misperceptions that we have and the divergent perceptions, and we create conflict. And that comes from that basket of fear. False evidence appearing real, which is about separation, division. And now is the time, and I believe this is a very, very auspicious time right now in our evolution to switch our attention. We have free will. This is the planet of free will. And we can continue to choose to worship the basket of fear, to give it our attention and create that reality, or we can use our free will to start focusing on a different basket. And that basket is where we don't see the differences so much as we see what is similar. And what is similar within all of us is presence, beingness, life. Everything is life. Everything is life. It doesn't matter whether it's a tree, whether it's a person, whether it's a bird, it's life. And as we start to see the life that's in you is exactly the same life in the other, whatever the other is, you start to honor it. And then your action, your attention, your thoughts become inclusive instead of exclusive. And that is what love is about. Love is about seeing your true self, as Michelle said earlier, your big self in all that you meet. That is love. When you look into someone else's eyes and you see that connection, that sacred presence, that is love. That is what love is. And instead of choosing to just see it in, for example, the eyes of your spouse or the eyes of your children or the eyes of your tribe, see it in everyone, because love has no boundaries. Love has no perceptions of limitation. It is a sense of oneness. That's what love is. And so this is very important in our focus, because whatever we focus on, we expand. If we focus on the differences, which is basically fear-based, we will increase that. If we focus on the sameness, that true essence of what is similar, that will grow within our awareness. And we'll start creating communities of cooperation rather than these units of competition that we've created in the past.
Yeah, it's just to be aware of where we're actually separating ourselves. So where we're criticizing, whatever we're criticizing, as soon as we criticize, we're seeing that person as separate from ourselves. And that's a lie. Yes, they've got a different personality. Yes, they've got their unique body and name and role and all of that. But at the essence, there is no separation. So the criticism that we have for ourselves or others is actually an illusion. And so it's to see it. So it's just to be aware of it, to be aware. I mean, it helps for me when you stop in the middle of the day and just say, where are my thoughts? Where's my focus? Where's my focus? Because when you become aware of where your focus is, you can bring it back. When you're unaware, you're unconscious, you don't know. You're just going around saying, yeah, this is awful, that's terrible, he's terrible, I don't like him, don't like that, without even being aware of where we're actually sending our energy. Because we are sending our energy wherever we actually focus, we're sending our energy in there. So if we're focusing on something that somebody said 2 days ago, we're sending our energy back to 2 days ago. So if we've got, 100% of energy at the beginning of the day and 10% is going back to the conversation we had 2 days ago, and 15% is going back to something that we're worried about, and 25% is going to something in the future that we don't know how it's going to pan out, we don't have a hell of a lot of energy left to focus on this moment. And this moment is the creative moment. This presence, as John says, the present moment is where everything is and everything is created from. So as soon as we remove ourselves from that, we're diminishing our energy. It's just as simple as that. We're just withdrawing our energy from it. So it's to become more aware, moment by moment. Where is my energy? Where is my focus? You can say, what am I thinking at this point? And then you can actually see, I'm about to go down that road. Do I need to go down that road? No, that road's not very pleasant. I don't need to keep going down that road. I can actually turn and come back. It's simple, but that's what mastery is. And we're all in the process of doing that. We're all in the process of waking up. And waking up is waking up to the illusion that we are separate. That there's something out there that's going to make us whole. And that if we could move on from this situation, then we're going to be better. Then we're going to be happy. Then life's going to be dreamy. That's the illusion. And we're waking up to that fact, because in that knowingness, there is the power. Here is the power. So it's moment by moment.
One of the most important questions you can ever ask is, what do you really, really, really want? Those of you who've done work with us before will know that there are three reallys. The first really is, what does your personality want? What does your little me want? What does the ego want? And there's lots of things that wants. They're normally transitory and pretty meaningless at the end of the day. The second really is what you've been programmed to believe you should want. And that comes from your social conditioning, your education, etc., etc. But those two are not of interest to us at this stage. What is really important is what that third really is. What is it you really, really, really want? That third really is, what does your heart want? So just stop for a moment and look at that. What do you really, really, really want? And in my map of the matrix, where you have the horizontal plane of time moving from past to future, and there are little objects along your way, but there's the vertical plane. If you haven't seen my map of the matrix, it's on the website. And the vertical plane is a completely different dimension. And in the vertical plane, there's eternity. And in the vertical plane, there are things, for example, that aren't things, but we think of them as things, like, for example, peace, like ease, like joy, like love. And if you are really honest about what it is you really, really, really want, it'll be that which appears in the vertical plane, not that which is in time, but that which is present, that which is timeless. Love is timeless. Peace is timeless. Ease is timeless. Joy is always here. In the same way that silence is always here. Stillness is always here. Yes, it gets covered up by noise. Love is always here, but it gets covered up in misappropriations of the mind. We focus on judgment. We focus on what we don't want. But if you step back, as Michelle said earlier, you step back into presence and become who you really are, which is a human being, and the beingness, you will find that stillness. And in there you will find that which your heart yearns for, which is love, which is peace, which is joy, which is connection. And so when you start to realize the true yearning of your heart is for that which is in eternity, then you can direct your focus moment to moment to moment as you live your human life to be in alignment with that which is in the vertical plane. There was a man who made a major impact, particularly in South Africa and also in India. His name was Mahatma Gandhi. And he made one statement that's really stuck with me, and that is, you have to be the change you want to see in the world. And we get so caught up in all the 10,000 things that Lao Tzu spoke about, when in fact, when you come back to the vertical plane and you start realizing what it is you really, really want, it is peace, it is joy, it is love. And then you start choosing to put your hands on the steering wheel of your own attention and bring it back to that direction. So when you get up in the morning and you look at the day ahead, look through the eyes of peace, look through the eyes of love, look through the eyes of joy, look through the eyes of abundance, look through the eyes of ease. all of that will influence your day ahead, because we have tremendous creative power within our focus, within our attention. And we become the co-creators of the world that we live in. We are creators already, but we're doing it unconsciously. And what we're talking about now is becoming the conscious creator of our lives.
And if you're not sure about what you really, really want, then start to break it down. So start to ask yourself, what do you want? Oh, okay, I want a new house. I want a new job. Okay, and what would a new house or a new job or a new partner give you? Oh, it would give me a sense of happiness. How does happiness feel? What does it feel like to be happy? Or what does it feel like to be free? You then getting closer to what you really, really, really want. We think that the outside is going to give us that sense of happiness or security or freedom or whatever it is that we're looking for. But we need to be that so that we actually magnetize that in. We're energetic. So when we start to live from that place of peace, we will attract peace to us. We'll attract peaceful people to us. We'll attract loving people to us if we want to be in a place of love. The one thing, it's a bit of a caveat, but my experience with this as well is sometimes when we start to say, I really, really want to be peaceful, we will be shown all the ways in which we sabotage that peace. So very often that'll happen. And so you'll say, I really want peace, and something will come in to show you what the lack of peace is like, what it feels like to be out of peace, to be out of love, to be out of alignment. And then we can actually see it. So that's also part of this journey, is that we're shown where those blocks are, so that we can actually move past them and clear them. Because otherwise they don't clear. Otherwise we just do the same circle over and over again. We have a relationship and that happens, and then we have another relationship and the same thing happens. And we just go around the same circle. This is actually about getting out of that loop of continual repeat patterns. And the only way we can do that is if we see them. That's what self-inquiry is. It's not about going back and rehashing your whole life. It's about seeing in the moment. Interesting. This is where my mind's gone. This is what I'm thinking of in this moment. I'm not actually here. I'm here, I'm there. I've gone hearing off into 2 weeks' time or 50 years' time. So it's just to be aware of it, because then we can bring it back.
Yeah. And to realize that everything starts within you and within your attention, within your focus. For example, if I say, well, what do you really, really want? Well, they say, well, I want there to be a peaceful world there. I want there to be an end to all war out there. And you say, okay, why do you want that? And that shocks people. Why do you want there to be peace in the world? And ultimately, it's because when there is peace in the world, when all the war stops, I will be peaceful. So what we're doing is we're outsourcing our power to circumstances that we have no control over. We have no control over whether people are at war out there or not. But we do have control over whether we're at war within ourselves. But we don't look at that. We only look at them, the other. If only they were different, I would then be at peace. And that isn't what Gandhi was talking about. You have to be the peace you desire in the world. And it comes with every little moment of your day. Every step, everything that you do. For example, you're washing the dishes. Are you at peace while you wash the dishes? You're brushing your teeth. Are you at peace while you're brushing your teeth? And you'll find that you generally are not, because you're not even brushing your teeth. You're not even washing the dishes. Your mind is somewhere else, and the dishes are being washed on automatic pilot. And your mind is definitely not at peace. It's thinking of all the contrasting, all the ups and downs, all the preferences and all the judgments. So it's to come back to the present moment. Here I am. I'm washing the dishes, and I'm washing the dishes with mindfulness, with presence, and with peace. Or I'm writing an email, for example. Am I at peace while I'm writing that email? And that email could even be, for example, a complaint. You're typing out an email because you bought something and it's rotten or whatever. And as you're typing that email, watch the mind. The mind can be very aggravated in that moment. There can be a war going on between you and they shouldn't have sold me that product and whatever. Or you can come back to peace in that moment. You're just typing out the email and you are laying your complaint, but you're doing it from a centeredness as peace. Now, the moment you do that, your focus is where you want it to be. You want it to be on peace. And that focus will create future ripples in time and space where peace will come back to meet you. But if you're typing that email with anger or resentment or blame in your heart, that is what you're going to meet again. And that's the power of focus. Focus on what it is you really, really, really want. In the past, there's been many like abundance workshops and, telling you to create what it is you really want. And that's a complete waste of time. You get the car and you find, well, it breaks down or, you get hijacked or something. It never gave you the peace and the joy. You get the new relationship and then you find they've got warts or something like that. It doesn't bring you that love that you thought it was going to bring you. So rather focus on what you really, really, really want. Stop focusing on the steps to get where you want to go. Stop focusing on things. Start focusing on feeling, because ultimately, if you're really honest about what it is you really, really, really want, it's not things. It's a feeling. It's a feeling within you. It's an end result feeling. That's what you really, really, really want. Bring your focus every moment that you are awake to that joy, to that ease, to that love, to that peace, whatever it is. And that will become your reality. It will become not only your reality, but it will actually grow in the morphic field. This universe that we live in is a holographic representation, and it actually changes the hologram as you feed that energy into it. You become, as Gandhi said, the change you want to see in the world. That's the power of our focus and the power of our attention.
Yeah, it's just to see yourself. It always goes back to seeing ourselves and realizing that we are energy. We are pure energy. That's what we are. Vibrating at different levels, we are pure energy. So that when you place your hand on something, you are transmitting energy into that thing, into that person, into that situation. When we focus our thoughts on something, we're literally sending our energy to that situation. So if you're sending difficult, negative energy and you're resentful, that's what you're going to get. So it's that we're that powerful, all of us. None of us more powerful than anybody else. We're all that powerful. And the lie has been that we're not that. And the awakening is that we are that. And that we do actually have free choice. And it's a choice. And this month and next month is about bringing us back to the balance point where we can make a choice in every moment. Okay, I went that way. Come back. It's a little bit like a little child that wants to touch a stove. And you go, come away from the fire. Come away from the hot plate. You just bring yourself back. Constantly bring yourself back. Gently. Not yank yourself back. With sort of, I went off again. No, it's just, okay, I noticed. I went off and I brought myself back. Or I didn't bring myself back and I went into suffering. Okay, let me try again now, in the next situation that comes up. So that is what's up for us. And we're all experiencing it. We're all walking each other home.
Yeah, when Michelle says, bring yourself back to that which you really, really, really want, which ultimately is a feeling. Might be a feeling of ease, might be a feeling of peace, might be a feeling of love. Bring yourself back to that feeling, irrespective of the world of circumstances that you're busy meeting in that moment. You can put your hands on the steering wheel and come back to that which you really, really, really want, with the focus of your attention. That's all. Just the focus of your attention. And we together can create a beautiful new earth, a beautiful new world, where the old world of fear and separation and starvation and lack disappears. And we start to create an abundant, beautiful, magnificent, and a caring, cooperative world of compassion.
This is really a time of breakthrough and rebirth.
Yeah.
So sometimes the old has to break down so that the new can break through, and we're rebirthing ourselves. And so it's really important that we do this work right now. Yeah, it really is. These are the times that we've been waiting for. We've been saying this for a long time, but these are the times that we have been waiting for. We've been preparing for them. If you're sitting on this call, you've been preparing for it. Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on the call. Yeah. So, yeah, just to know that we're all on this journey. We've actually got another journey to freedom starting on the 15th of September, which is a powerful time for it to start because it's our 13-week online course. It'll be the last one we run this year. And it's a 13-week opportunity to actually really bring yourself into alignment with who you actually are, which is freedom, which is love. That is what it is. So if you've done the course with us before, you're welcome to do it again. You get a big discount. And if you haven't done it, please consider joining us. You can join us for the first week for free. So you can see if it resonates with you. Yeah. Details are on our website.
That's our online course. For those who are not able to join us in beautiful, wonderful Hogsback, you can join us online, Journey to Freedom, a 13-week course.
Yeah, it's worth it. Really is. Because it gives you those tools. Because it's a journey. Yeah. It's a journey into that present state. You are that already, but we've been caught up with all these other realities, so we've actually lost focus of who we actually are. And this is to bring you back to that, so that we are able to navigate the changes that are coming, and there are more coming.
Big changes. Yeah. And this is a very auspicious time. It's a time of awakening to our true, authentic power. There are forces out there that want to distract us, that want to rob us of this power, and they're doing it through misperceptions. But our work here is to step back into our own power and use the power of our focus to create what it is we really, really, really want.
And to step into our own power as humans, into our humanity as well. Yeah. And away from the technophobe, what do they call them? Little robots. So
transhumanism.
So we actually are maintaining our human self.
Our real
humanness as well, our humanity. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do a
short
checkout.
Meditation.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, and then we'll choose from our big pack. We haven't pre-chosen it. Michelle will choose a nice affirmation to help focus us for the week ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. All right, let's just settle in and take a deep, slow breath in and out. Just settle yourself right down. Slow everything down. Take a deep breath in, another deep breath in. And then a gentle flowing long breath out, letting it all go. And another deep, beautiful breath in. And a long, slow breath out. Get all the air out on this last breath. And now just focus on the air as it comes in through the nostrils. And out through the nostrils or the mouth. Just that, no other focus. Follow the breath as it moves in and out. on each out breath, focus on softening your body, dropping your shoulders, releasing pressure and tension and tightness. Continuing to focus just on the breath. Not trying to force the breath or trying to do anything different with it. Just noticing how life breathes you. And now open up your ears and focus on what you can hear in the room in this moment. You might be able to hear the sound of your breath. Listen to what else you can hear in the room. And now extend that hearing out to outside the building. Just focus the hearing. Not attaching, just noticing. And then bring it back to your breath again. Bring your focus back to your breath and the sound of your breath. Now focus on your heartbeat. See if you can perceive your own heartbeat. Focus your full attention now on your right hand. All your attention on your right hand. And now move your attention to your left hand. See if you can notice the life force energy in your hands. Might be a little bit of a tingle or a warmth. You might sense that getting stronger as you focus your attention on your hands. Now focus on an area in your body which might need loosening or healing or relaxing. Gently just focus your attention in on whatever spot in your body might be calling you. Consciously breathe into that area. And with your breath, see if you can relax that area on the out-breath. So breathing into that area and on the out-breath relaxing, 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 letting go of any tension, any tightness. Now bringing your focus to your heart. Breathing into your heart in the same way as if you could expand the heart on the in-breath. soften and expand and open. And set an intention while we're here at the heart. Just be aware of where we're focusing our attention this week. And as many times as we need to during the day, to just bring it back gently to the heart, to the breath, to opening as opposed to closing. And take a nice beautiful breath in and a beautiful breath out. And you can open your eyes when you're ready, if you like.
That was lovely.
Ready?
Thank you. That was really nice. What card do we have?
Draw a card.
Oh, am I going to draw?
Yes.
Okay. Let me draw this one.
Oh.
All problems are a misperception. In presence, solutions naturally arise. All problems are misperceptions. In presence, solutions naturally arise. And that will help us focus in the present moment, because in the present moment, all solutions are there. So withdraw your mind from all of the times and all of the places and pay particular attention to what's in front of you. I'll photograph that and put that up on the Facebook page, and let that be your guide for the week ahead.
Thanks,
Beautiful.
everyone.
We look forward to catching up with you. Just remember and be mindful of your attention and your focus. So you just think of a magnifying glass where you can use it to focus the rays of the sun and bring it to a point where it actually burns something. And we have way more power than the sun within us, that's for sure. God bless. Have a lovely week ahead, and we look forward to catching up with you next week for Sunday Satsang with John and Michelle.
Lots of love.